All right. Somebody's already in here. Lashana, I'm sorry, Nellums. All right. She's watching us from YouTube, and she says she's ready to be blessed today. Oh, listen, she must have student loans or know someone who has student loans. I am excited today about these student loans. So Kurt, I've got something for you. I'm going to send that over to you in our private chat. Let me see here. I've got a link to a podcast. All right, so I want to copy the link. Let me see if I can put it in here in the chat. There we go. Send that over to you, sir, so we can put that up. I also going to put it at the top of the page here in Clubhouse. Well, let me do that before I even start my introductions. So we're going to put this at the top. We're going to pin this link up here. And there it is. Okay. It's coming over. And we're going to add the link. So, folks, this is a podcast. And it's on Throughline. Student loans. The fund eating dragon. Listen, this story that you see here, you want to listen to this podcast and learn so much about student loans that you didn't learn before, that you never heard before, about the history of student loans. And we're going to get into some of that today. And if you have a student loan, if you want to talk about it today, or anybody who you know who has student loans and you want to talk about it today, come on up to the stage, because I want to share something with you that we call student loan larceny. Oh, listen, student loans started out to be a good thing, and it turned into something else. It is crazy how that student loans is a government-backed program, and you're kind of wondering, if it's a government-backed program, how did it get in the shape that it's in? Now, my name is Don Daniel. I'm the founder of P.I.L.L Method International, a better way to eliminate debt, and I am known as ICE, the interest cancellation expert. We're the only interest cancellation experts in the world. In the world. Why? Because every other program that deals with debt deals with the interest rate and the principal balance and how long you're going to be in debt. Okay? Our focus is interest cancellation. So we want to focus on how to cancel the interest on how the bank makes its money. So we focus on the problem. Did you know that I heard a chiropractor say, Don, your headache is not due to an aspirin deficiency. Think about it. I have a headache. I reach for aspirin or I reach for Tylenol as the fix for my headache. But I didn't get the headache because I didn't have enough aspirin or enough Tylenol in my system. Something else was going on. By taking the aspirin, I'm just masking the problem. Okay? I'm treating the symptom and not the cause. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any type of loan today and you're treating the symptom and not the cause is the cost of managing the loan. The problem is the cost of the interest you're paying. So if you have a program or a way of managing your debt that does not specifically attack the amount of interest you're paying, then you're not getting the most out of your money. You're paying more interest than you need to, only because we haven't learned the rules to the game. So we're going to use your student loans today to talk about that. And listen, raise your hand if you have student loans. Raise your hand if you want to ask some questions about student loans and why they are the way they are. So let me start with this. Ladies and gentlemen. Listen. Have you ever wondered why? Somebody who's 18 years old, who doesn't have a job, and no visible means of paying back a loan, can get student loans and never be denied? Have you ever asked that question? That, what we have on the screen here, let's bring that up to full blast, Kurt. Let's bring it up. Let's put it out there big. On Throughline, they go into what is happening here. How is it that someone who has no prospect of paying a loan back can get student loans? They haven't even graduated. They don't even know if they're going to graduate. Why would I, as a lender, lend anybody that money and not knowing I was going to get it back? And not only that, not for 1 year, but for 4 years. Oh, not for just 4 years, I can get student loans. I can continue to get those student loans and go into grad school. Do you know, I know people, to avoid paying their student loans, do you know what they do? They continue to go to school and get the deferment, and they get more student loans to be able to stay in school to avoid paying the previous student loans. Do you know anybody that has ever done that? Listen, if you've known people who have done that, if you have even done that, put a number 9 in the chat if you know someone who's done that. Okay, that way we're not talking about, yeah, it may be me, but I know someone who did that. Put a number 9 in the chat if you know somebody who has just stayed in school, got more student loans to keep them from paying other student loans. Oh, listen, Vernita White says, I am committed to paying off my student loans with the P.I.L.L method. That's what she said. Oh my goodness. She said, let's go Black History Month. Vernita, thank you so much for being here. And Christina's in the building today. Great Wednesday, everyone. Happy February 1st to everybody. Listen, go ahead and start putting in your comments into the chat. If you're online, go ahead and put it into the chat as well in the comment section. All right. And let me put something in the comment as well. Good morning. I'm excited today, and we're going to talk about student loans. All right. So let me tell you what I've learned so far. Okay. What I've learned so far to get started with this. The student loan situation is a government-backed program. So, but the government doesn't directly lend money to students. Private companies lend money to students, companies away from the government. Okay, they lend the money to students. Why would, if I own a company that lends money to students, why would I do that? The reason why is the government guarantees I will get paid back, period. If you were a lender and you knew that you can lend money out and 100% of the time you would get your money back, would you be in the student loan business? All right. If you, under those conditions, if you would be in the student loan business, if you knew you could get your money back no matter what, put a number 8 in the chat if you think that's a good business model. Put a number 8 in the chat if you think that is a good business model that I know every dime I can send out, I will get back with interest. Okay. Oh, and I'm gonna. Oh, listen, the number eights are coming in. Put a number 8 in if you believe that. Listen, watch this. Watch this. Now, what if you got your money back? Okay, and okay, listen now. Listen, because you have a contract with this student that they have to pay you back as well. Listen, the government has promised to pay you. You get your money back, but because somebody else contracted to pay you, they still have to pay, even though you've gotten your money back. Ooh, now what are we looking at? Now listen to this. This is why this happens. Okay, watch this. You have a student loan and you have the option. Anybody heard of the option to pay your student loans because based on your income? You pay a certain amount on your student loans based on your income. It is called the income-based repayment plan. Anybody heard of the income-based repayment plan? If you have, put a yes in the chat. All right. Nicole said, yes, I've heard of the income-based repayment plan. All right. So I'm going to put something on the screen here, and we're going to talk about the income-based payment plan. I did that. Let me talk to you about the income-based repayment plan. We're going to put an amortization schedule on the screen. Da 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 da. All right. Come on, Brett Whistle. Talk to us about the income-based repayment plan. Watch this. If you want to see this, go to your YouTube. Go to YouTube on a secondary device. All right, your laptop or your tablet or something, and then search for P.I.L.L method, and then you can see this. All right. If you're already online watching us, share it to your friends, because we're giving you information about student loans and why they are the way they are. So let's go ahead. Let's go into Brett Whistle and let's share this screen. Kurt, my man. Listen, Kurt, listen, I need you. I need you, brother, because, Kurt happens to know a bunch of people who went to school on student loans. And not only that, but they went to private school on student loans. And private school is way more expensive than state school. And they went to these schools and got these student loans. So folks, if we listen, this information needs to get out to all of our people who went to private school, because do you know that because of what I'm getting ready to show you, all right, because of what I'm getting ready to show you, share the screen, that we know people that have been out of school for 10 years, 20 years, even 30 years. And they still have their student loans. Not only that, but I know people who have student loans that have been paying faithfully for 30 years. And they owe more now than they did when they graduated. They owe more now than they did when they graduated. If you know anyone, all right, if you know anyone that has been out of school for several years and they owe more now on their student loans than they did when they graduated, put a yes in the chat. Put a yes in the chat right now if you know anyone that owes more now than they. Listen, Christina said yes. Hinda said, that's me. Yes, that's me. How is that? How is that possible? How is it possible that a company will give me a payment that will never pay back the loan? Why would they stand for that? Because let me tell you, if you bought a car on time, there's no bank in the world that would continue to take payments on that car forever and you never pay the car off. They wouldn't do that. or your house, or the fence around, you take a loan out on the fence around your house. If you take out any other type of loan, they will not allow you to continue to pay that thing forever and not pay them back. But student loans will. They're the only loan that I know of that would allow you to pay them forever and never pay them back. Anybody want to know why that is? Does anybody want to know? If you want to know, put a number 8 in the chat, and don't forget the through line that I have at the top of the screen. Don't forget that, okay? Because you want to listen to this podcast that will give you some great insights. I need you to make sure you copy that. All right. If you're watching us online, let's go ahead and post that. I'm going to post it in the comment section. Let me see if it works. Let me see if I can get it to post in the comment section. Yeah, there it is. All right. I got it in the comment section. So if you can't click, if it's not clickable, then copy and paste it, folks. You need to go to Throughline, wherever you get your podcast, and listen to this one that says student loans, the fund eating dragon. Oh my goodness. So let's get into this. I've got $100,000 in student loans. Okay. I got $100,000 in student loans. Okay. And I got 6% interest. All right. And let's just say we have, we've got 10 years to pay it back. That's 120 payments. Okay. 120 payments. I got 10 years to pay that back. $100,000 in student loans. Let's see. Here's my payment, $1,110.21. If you want to know why your student loans are larger now, and you've been paying every single month for years, this is why. Because you took they gave you an income-based repayment program. Now, when they lower your payment, guess what they don't do? They don't reconfigure your loan. Whatever your loan is, it stays the same. In other words, there's a certain amount of interest that you're supposed to pay. In fact, on the very first payment here, your interest payment is $500. Okay, let's go ahead and make that bigger on the screen. Your first interest payment is $500. And if you get a income-based repayment program, here's what they don't do. They don't give you a new amortization schedule. They just don't do it. Nope. You don't get a new amortization schedule. What they do is they just give you a lower payment. In every single payment you make on an amortization schedule, whether it's a credit card, a car loan, a student loan, a mortgage, whatever it is, the interest is paid first, not the principal. The interest is paid first, and then the other money goes to principal. So when they lower your payment, if your payment is less than the $500 in interest, that is a problem. That is called a negatively amortized loan. A negatively amortized loan. Let me see if I can bring that up. Negatively, okay, neg am loan. Okay. All right, so neg am loan. What is negative amortization? Negative amortization. So I'm going to click on that right now and bring that up. We're going to say, what is negative amortization? Amortization means paying off a loan with regular payments so that the amount you owe goes down with each payment. Negative amortization means that when you pay, the amount you owe will still go up because you are not paying enough to cover the interest. Okay, is this becoming clearer? your loan will continue to go up because you're not paying enough to cover the interest. Now, why does that happen? Why does that happen? Well, because you contracted to pay a certain amount of interest. And if you don't pay all the interest, that payment, so let's say your payment, instead of $1,100, like here, your whole payment is over $1,100. Let's say we get your payment down to $100 based on your income. So when your payment is $100 and you're making that faithfully every month, that means that that very first payment was supposed to be $500 in interest. Well, that's $400 in interest that doesn't get paid. What happens to that $400? Does anybody know what happens to the $400 that's not paid when you pay your $100 payment? Does anybody know? If you do, put it in the chat, put it in online, put it in here on Clubhouse. What happens to that $400 that goes unpaid that was supposed to be part of your interest payment? I'm not seeing it. Okay, well, let me tell you. It becomes capitalized. Capitalized. Ooh, capitalized. Let me see if I can bring that up. That's another good word. It becomes capitalized. So let me see if I can bring that up. So listen, folks, you're working on this thing with me. Capital I-Z-E-D. Capitalized interest. There it is. Boom. Capitalized interest. Let's just see what that means. Interest capitalization occurs when unpaid interest is added to the principal amount of your student loan. There it is. Capitalization. One more time. Interest capitalization occurs when unpaid interest is added to the principal of your student loan. And which means now you start to pay interest on your interest. This is why your loan gets bigger, and you keep on, if you stay on that, this thing, then your loan gets bigger and you start to pay interest on your interest and you never pay it off. Why would a company allow you to do that? Why would any company allow you to do that? Because, folks, they already received their money. They already got paid back because it's a government program. And with that government program, they are guaranteed their money. That is the truth. They're guaranteed their money. So any money they get from you is gravy. Any money that they get from you. So any money you pay, I'm okay with that, sister student loan company. Send me that $100, and then I'll take that unpaid interest. I'll keep adding it on forever. Do you know I have clients who have mortgages now and families? If the student loans get too big, it is actually cheaper to continue to pay the small payments and never pay them back, because now the loans are just too big to pay back. Yeah. Now, if they're not too big to pay back, even if you have a negatively amortized loan, if you understand interest cancellation, you can pay off your student loan and your mortgage and your car loan in an average of 7 to 9 years, even if they've been adding unpaid interest to your loan. Yeah. And folks, listen, I'm not making this up. You see it on the screen. This is what's happening. So what are we going to do about it? For most of us, for most people, they're not at the position where their student loans are so huge, it doesn't make sense to pay them back. Very few people are there. Some are there, but very few people are there. How do you know the difference? You need to do the math. So we're going to put on the screen. We're going to tell you right now. So I'm going to give you more information about this. But some of you are wondering, what can I do about this? All right. Here's what you can do. You can get a savings and earnings report. How would you like to know how to pay your loans back using interest cancellation techniques in an average of 5 to 7 years? Even if you have a mortgage, even if you have other loans, even if it's a car loan, if you've already started your family and you have a house and you got all these things going on, how do you pay back those student loans, even if they're negatively amortized? Using interest cancellation techniques. What you need first is what's called a savings and earnings report. You need a savings and earnings report. Go to ice10k.com. All right. ice10k.com. That's ice, ICE, the number 10, the letter K.com. All right. And then you'll see a button that says get a savings and earnings report. All right. I want to keep this link at the top of the page because people coming in, they need to go see that podcast. So if you want to just go straight to the P.I.L.L Method website, pillmethod.com, you can find that same button that says get a savings and earnings report. Fill out the information there, and we will teach you information that you've never known about your student loans. I will tell you, my team will tell you the month, day, and year you'll be debt-free on all of your debt, including the student loans, and how much interest you could save by using ICE techniques. Kill your student loans with ICE. Melt your student loans away with ICE. ICE stands for the Interest Cancellation Expert. ICE also stands for Interest Cancellation Eliminates. And you can put whatever you want after that. Interest cancellation eliminates student loans. Interest cancellation eliminates mortgages. Interest cancellation eliminates car loans, any loans, credit card loans. Interest cancellation eliminates your debt. Not more money, not trying to use a snowball method, not trying to use the avalanche method, but interest cancellation eliminates, ICE eliminates your loans. Eliminate your loans with ICE. And that's what we're talking about. Do I have any hands raised right now coming to the stage, want to talk about how they can get rid of their student loans? I'm looking. I don't see anything right now. Let me see if there are any comments. Oh, yeah, I see, wow. I see 8s. I see, yeah, that's me. I see other comments in here. So let's get into the math. Let me show you what's going on with this loan. So we just showed what happens. You keep the same amortization. And when you keep the same amortization, but they just lower your payment, then this stays in place. They give you a new amortization because now you owe not $100,000, but the next month you owe $100,400. And now you get a new amortization schedule. And then the next month you owe $100,800. Yeah, they just keep adding the $400 on. And then it keeps going on and on and on, and it never goes away. Now, what can you do about that? I'm going to show you how you can actually handle this. Oh, Credit Goddess, I see your comment in here. I didn't see you were in there. You know you should just interrupt me. You know better. Good morning to you.
Hello. Happy Wednesday.
All right. Would you please introduce yourself to the folks?
Absolutely. Hey, everyone. My name is Rose Laura Lewis. I'm also known as Credit Goddess, all things credit score improvement strategist, business credit coach, now business loan broker. I help clients improve their credit so that way they can gain access to capital and then apply the P.I.L.L method so we can save on interest costs and get those loans at a discount like he's talking about right now. So if any of you guys are ready to start your wealth building journey, leveraging your credit, leveraging other people's money, definitely tap in with me. The number is in my bio, where you can text your name and email address to 888-557-5778. Thank you, Don.
You are so welcome. So let me go ahead and see if I can get this to work this morning, Kurt, because we need to see some numbers. We need to see some numbers on how we can learn how to attack student loans. So let me see if I can make this work. So I'm bringing this up, and all right, we're going to start this PowerPoint. All right. Uh-oh, it's went to the wrong screen. Sorry, Kurt. Let me change it up. All right, so we're going to stop this. All right, we're going to stop this so we can bring it to the right screen. Okay, we're going to bring this over here. Okay, and there we go. And I just need to share. I just need to share the right screen with the folks. All right, and get this off. That's my podcast link. All right, so we're going to stop the screen and present the next screen. Okay, share screen, entire screen, and then we want to do screen 2. Let me see if I can get this to work right now, Kurt. So we're going to put that up and share this screen. There, I think that's working. All right, you got the present. You should have the presentation. There we go. I got it right. Listen, folks, even Don can work this technology sometimes. So, Credit Goddess, do you know folks that have student loans?
Ooh, plenty.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I got a link at the top that we just went through a big explanation about student loans and negatively amortized student loans, and why student loans are even larger today than when people graduated, and why companies would stand for that. Part of the history is in this podcast. Oh yeah, it is. Listen, it is amazing how something that we use all of the time, but we have virtually no information on, and how they actually work and what's going on. So now I'm going to go ahead. I got some information on how we can fix that. What do you have to say?
Well, no, I was agreeing with you on that. I see this a lot where, when people make the minimum payment on their student loans, or even tap into the income-based repayment plan, when you're paying less than 1% of your total balance every single month, portion of that minimum payment is going towards the interest, and a very small portion. Now, I don't know if you did the math, but if you did, if we're making $50 payment on a $10,000 loan, only $2.50 is going towards that loan on that from the $50 payment. So when people don't fully understand how interests are calculated, we would think, just like a consumer, if I put $50 down, I'll be minus $50 next month, and it doesn't really work that way. So go ahead and take over, Don.
Well, listen, Credit. That's exactly where we're getting ready to go. But,
okay.
What we first showed was when you're not even covering all of the interest. What happens? That we showed a negatively amortized loan where the interest, the very first interest payment, was $500 on an $1,100 payment. You have an $1,100 payment, okay? Yeah. And your interest payment is $500 on that payment. But with the income-based repayment plan, they're letting you pay $100 each month.
Ooh.
Which means that's $400 in interest that goes unpaid. And we pointed out that gets added to the balance.
Yes, it does.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy.
It's not explained like that to our people.
But you know what? They hear the term, oh, you'll be paying student loans for the rest of your life. I remember when my guidance counselor in college, she said, don't take out student loans because you'll be paying for the rest of your life. And you know me as a college student, I did the math, and I'm like, no, It will only take me 10 years.
Come on.
I did not know how interest was calculated. I was just doing basic math, but it doesn't work like that. You'll be paying for the rest of your life.
Oh my gosh. So folks, what we're going to do is give you some insights into what's going on behind the scenes on these loans and how we can attack them. What the P.I.L.L, this is just an introduction. What the P.I.L.L method can do is help you with interest cancellation techniques and how to melt your student loans away with ICE. Interest Cancellation Eliminates. That's what ICE also stands for, not just interest cancellation expert, credit goddess. Alvin Johnson talked to me about that. He says, you should talk about ICE more. Okay. And what that really means. You're the interest cancellation expert. And then I came up with, listen, it also stands for interest cancels, boy, look at me. Interest cancellation eliminates. Interest cancellation eliminates student loans, credit cards, car loans. Put whatever loan you want after that.
Interest, ICE those student loans.
ICE those student loans. Listen. I put it in Chat GPT, and got a whole bunch of ICE titles.
Nice.
So we're going to be coming out with ICE titles, for a good long time. So folks, here's what I've got. Let me get to the part of this. All right. I know I got up there how to pay off mortgages in 7 years, but people are not interested in that. They would say, listen, how can I handle these student loans? What's going on with the student loans? So we're going to go to student loan larceny. So we're going to start out with that. So there it is. Boom. Okay. So student loan larceny. There it is. I'm going to give you something that's going to help you understand what's going on with the student loans. And if you would please, just go ahead and start putting information in the chat. Raise your hands about what's going on here. And then you're going to be amazed at these numbers. If you want to see the numbers, please go to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, on a secondary device and look for P.I.L.L method and watch the live. If you can't see the live right now, guess what? You'll be able to watch the replay later and see the numbers. All right, here we go, Credit Goddess. Here are the numbers. All right, so we have, all right, I met a student with a student loan of only $9,500, not $95,000, not $195,000, only $9,500 at 6%. And they had a monthly payment of $50 a month. All right. So I need to know if this is the first time you're seeing this, and you can put it in the chat. If a student owes $9,500 at 6% and their monthly payment is $50, how long should it take them to pay this loan off? And I'll take some guesses. As soon as I get 3 guesses, I'll give you the answer. So put it in the chat or put it online. If you have $9,500 at 6%, guess as to how many years it will take you to pay this loan off at $50 a month. Come on, somebody. Give me 3 guesses, people. Go ahead and put it in there. How many years?
I know the answer. Should I say?
You can wait. I want to see if I can get 3 guesses.
I know, right?
I know you know. Anybody else? Come on, give me 3 guesses. All right. Patty says 16 years. All right, that's 1 guess. Can I get 2 more guesses? Can I get 2 more guesses? I got 1 guess of 16 years. Give me 2 more guesses. 5 years. Okay, I got 2 guesses. I need 1 more. And somebody else said 17. Here's your answer. All right. I wish I should have done.
Years.
Okay. What did you say?
60 years.
60 years. Okay, you guessed 60, but you are the closest. Let's do the math. I'm putting it on the screen right now. $9,500, $50 a month at 6%. 601 payments. 601 payments. That is 50 years, folks. 50 years. Can you imagine somebody coming out of school and they get a payment and somebody says, oh, I want you to take 50 years to pay me back $9,500. Why would any company do that? Where you could take 50 years to pay back $9,500. Patty says, help me out. What screen are you looking at? Okay, Patty, you can see this on YouTube. So if you're at work, if you're at home, go to YouTube on your tablet or your laptop, and then you can see it on YouTube. All right. Nina says, wow, they are running game on us every day, all day. Modern day sharecropping. Oh, Nina, come on now. Modern day sharecropping. All right. Listen, listen. Kurt just heard that and he's going out of his mind. He loves those kinds of references. Kurt, you need to fire up your microphone and get on in here. All right. Let's see. Lanisha even guessed 10 years. Thank you very much for your guess, Lanisha. Nicole says, so student loans are really a scam. Listen, folks, and let me tell you something. Student loans started out to be a good thing. It started out to be a good thing. But because we don't know the rules to the game, it seems scammy. It seems scammy because we don't know the rules. All right. But, and what's really the scam is that it would be so easy. It would be so easy. And at freshman orientation, if you are affiliated with any school in America and you have some influence, we would, at the P.I.L.L method, would be willing to go and talk to the freshman class and show them this information. And listen, we actually promote, if you need to get a student loan, don't be afraid of it, because you can get rid of all your student loans in an average of 5 to 7 years if you will ICE them. If you will ICE your student loans, they can go away in 5 to 7 years. Okay. So Patty wants to know, which is why there is a fight around student loan cancellation. You got that right. You got that right, because there's a fight around it because people want to continue to keep charging you forever because they've already received their money back. Oh, come on, Patty. You listen, you got it. So let me show you what no student loan company wants you to know. All right. If you want to know the secret to how to beat this down, how you can beat the bank at their own game, I need you to put a number 9 in the chat right now. All right. And I need you to share the room. Put a number 9 in the chat and share the room. All right. So Christina Ward says, that's a fantastic idea. Juniors and seniors in high school should have this education so that they can make educated decisions for future schooling. That is so right. All right. I see the number 9s coming in because Credit Goddess, people want to know. People want to know. Keep an eye on the stage for me, Credit Goddess, because I'm looking in the chat here. Anybody raising their hands, they need to come up to the scroll. T. Nicole says 9. Patty Cleaver says 9. Jeffrey West says 9. Nicole also writes, so then who does the money go to if they've already received their money back? To the company you signed the contract with. They not only get their money back, but they get additional money from you until you pay them back. You contracted. No, listen to this, folks. You contracted to pay the student loan company back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if somebody else pays back the money you borrowed. It doesn't matter, because what matters is the contract you signed to pay this money back. Even though they received their money back, there's nothing in your contract that says, if we receive our money back from the government, then you don't have to pay us. It doesn't say that. It says you owe us $100,000 or whatever you borrowed. You owe us. And because you owe us, even though we've received our money back from the government, you still owe us because of the contract you signed. Oh, wow, 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 wow. That's what's going on with these student loans, folks. That's what's up. So, I got significant nines. I got significant nines. Let me go and check and see how many people have actually shared the room, because I got to check the insides. Oh, they got 12 shares. 12 shares. I think we can do better than that. Let's get up to 20 shares. Let's get up to 20 shares so we can get more people in here. All right. And then we're going to go over this. So now watch this, folks. Watch this. I'm going to show you the numbers now. When this happens this way, here's what's happening with this loan. The interest that this student will pay if they pay this mortgage, if they pay this student loan just like the bank wants, all right, then they're going to pay back $20,550 in interest on a $9,500 loan over 20 years. And the interest paid as a percentage of principal, 216.316%. Not 6%, folks. 216%. And it is totally and utterly legal. That part. And now we're getting ready. We're getting ready. Here we go. Now I'm going to show you how to defeat them at their own game, like I promised. Watch this. Okay? Listen, all you got to do is promise not to say any bad words when I show you this. Because listen, even seventh graders can know this. This is why it's not being taught. So again, if you have some influence and you guys want to get me into even your high school or your college or your university, and I will talk to the freshman class, you can bring the P.I.L.L method in and we can show them this. This would be phenomenal. So on that $50 payment, folks, on that $50 payment, look how much money goes to principal. $2.50. That's it. The way that amortization works, that this loan at 6% will take over 50 years to pay back. $2.50 goes to principal, $47.50 goes to interest. So, which means on that $9,500 loan, they're only subtracting $2.50. How do y'all feel about that? $2.50. If you are new to the room and you want to see this, go to YouTube or Facebook, search P.I.L.L method, and watch us live. You can see the screen live. Okay. All right. Listen, we got some folks here. Oh, we got a bunch of folks here watching us live on YouTube, on Facebook, or wherever you're coming from. Watch this. Make your comments. So when we subtract that $2.50, we're left with a balance of $9,497.50. The student loan company or the bank uses the principal balance to figure out how much interest you owe on the very next line. Watch this and try not to throw up when you see it. Because of this, the next payment is $2.51 going to principal and $47.49 goes to interest. It goes down by 1 penny. 1 penny. 1 penny. Isn't that crazy? What do y'all think? Nicole says, I'm just annoyed. Wish I knew better. Nicole, I'm telling you, it's not your fault. No one I've talked to in 17 years of doing this business, no matter what business they're in, they don't understand an amortization schedule and how it works, how the bank makes their money with this thing, because it wasn't taught. So don't feel bad, Nicole, that it wasn't because you didn't pay attention in math class. There was no class on this, not for high school, not for undergrad, not for grad school, not for getting even a terminal degree in finance at any level. Whether you are a CPA and you have your doctorate, it doesn't matter. If you did not get this in school, it's not being taught. Because of what you're getting ready to see right now, you're going to find out why it's not taught in school. This is why. Watch this. $2.51, folks, goes on month 2. So here's what I need you to see. If you start in month 1, all right, let's say you're starting your student loan payment in January and you make your student loan payment in January, then you have this schedule and you can see February's principal payment is $2.51. Guess what? You don't have to wait till February to give the bank that $2.51. I'm going to make this very clear. You've made your first payment on this student loan in January. Only $2.50 went to principal. The rest went to interest. But because you have this schedule, you get to see next month's principal payment. You do not have to wait till next month to give the bank or the student loan company the $2.51. If you send that $2.51 in to the student loan company or to the bank in January, on top of your regular payment, it doesn't even have to be the same day. Anytime during the month, you give them that $2.51 early, guess what? You just saved $47.49 in interest you never have to pay. Line 2 has been eliminated from your student loan debt, and your next payment for February is now on line 3 of this schedule. For $2.51 extra, you get rid of one whole line off your amortization schedule. You remove 1 month. It's gone for $2.51. Is that good information or what? Is that good information or what? Ann just came on and said, that's incredible. Incredible. Keisha Summons says, yes. She's watching us from Facebook. Okay. So watch this, folks. Watch this. So with that said, I need you to focus in on the third column and the fourth column. The third column and the fourth column, cumulative principal. Look up here. Cumulative principal and cumulative interest. If we add up all the principal payments for 1 year, it comes to $30.84. Are you seeing that? $30.84. And the bank wants us to pay $569.16 in interest if we make the regular payments. That's all these principal payments added up for 1 year comes to $30.84. But look at these interest payments that add up for 1 year. Boom, 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 boom. It comes to $569.16. Folks, does anybody out there, do any of you want to pay $569 in interest just to pay $30.84 to pay back your loan with that much money? Keisha says no. Keisha said no. All right, Keisha said no. I don't want to pay $569.16. So here's my next question. If you already know that in 1 year you're going to pay $30.84. Listen, Toya Nicole says not at all. She's watching us from Facebook as well. Listen, all you Facebook users and people who are watching us on Twitter or whatever social media you're watching us on, will you share this? Will you share this out to your people? Share this out to your people because they deserve to know. You know, but they deserve to know as well. Just go ahead and share it out. Okay. So now, here's the other thing. Watch this. My question is, if I already know I'm going to pay the $30.84, if I already know that, I'm going to pay that in 1 year. Do I have to pay the $30.84 in 12 monthly installments? That's my question. Do I have to pay the $30.84 in 12 monthly installments? Anybody, put it in the chat. Tell me, do I have to pay it in 12 monthly installments? That's a yes or a no. Somebody tell me. Somebody put it in there. Yes or no? Keisha says no. Keisha says, no, I don't have to pay it in 12 monthly installments because I think she's getting it. She's saying, tell me if I'm wrong, Miss Keisha Simmons. You believe now that you can give the bank the $30.84 on month one. Lanisha says, yes, incredible. Incredible. Come on. $30.84. I could pay that up front, make my regular payment of $50, give the bank a prepayment of the $34.84. Prepay means you're paying before it's due. So if I do that, then I'm paid all the way down to line 12 in just 1 month. I'm paid down to line 12 in 1 month. And what happens when I do? Do you see all the interest between line 2 and line 12 I don't have to pay? I knock off a whole year off my student loan. Once I pay the $50 and I give the bank the rest of the $30.84, $80, I knock off a whole year off the student loan. No one has ever pointed that out to you, have they? Nope. Now, here's the other thing. Listen to this. What if they have a negatively amortized loan? What if their payment is less than the $50? Okay. Here's all you have to do, folks. Anytime you're making that payment, okay, and you have an income-based payment, as long as you meet that that interest payment, as long as you meet the interest payment that month, any extra money goes to principal. Any money over that amount goes to principal. So if their payment is less than $47.50, bring your payment up to the $47.50, and any extra money, even if it's a penny, goes straight to principal and lowers the amount of interest that you will pay and lowers your debt because you met the threshold. Just because you have an income-based repayment program that doesn't pay all the interest, it doesn't mean you have to stay there. When you have the extra money, meet the minimum threshold, which is the amount of interest that you owe that month. You can put extra money on top and start killing interest on your loan. Okay? Now, you think this is powerful. You think it's powerful what you've just seen. Okay? Watch this. Watch this, folks. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Watch this. I'm going to go to the next screen here. Let's put the next slide up. Boom. All right. So do you want to save by doing that? Do you want to save the $569.16 in interest just because you gave the bank their money that they were looking for early? It makes it impossible when you ICE your student loans. You make it impossible for them to charge you all of that interest. Oh, Lord have mercy. How many of you want to make it impossible for your student loan company to charge you all of that interest just because now you know the rules to the game? Okay, Patty, I understand. Listen, you're going to be, go ahead and jump off, but you can come back and watch the whole thing. Plus, I have a whole year's worth of information up about mortgages and student loans and credit cards and car loans. We're going to ICE all of your loans. Okay. So go to PILLmethod.com and put in your information. Click on the button that says get a savings and earnings report. Put in your information. We'll tell you the month, day, and year you're going to be debt free and how much interest you can save. All right. And if you're worried about paying for our program, I'm going to show you how to use the money that you're no longer paying in interest to pay for your program. How do you like that? Use the money that the bank was supposed to get to pay for your program. Oh my goodness. Does this, and listen, Dejan, Gibby has a question for us that we're going to put on the screen as well. All right. Does this need to be paid on a separate payment? Emphasis on apply to principal. No, you can put it as long as it's paid before the next payment is due. You can send it in with your regular payment, or you can send it on a different day. That's how powerful this is. You can send it in with your payment, or you can send it on a different day. Just make sure that that extra payment is made before your next payment is due. That's why it's called a prepayment. Prepayment saves you time and it saves you interest. The reason why prepayment hasn't really caught on is because we as consumers have no idea how much interest we're eliminating with prepayments. That's it. All right. So Keisha wants to know, how much is it to get the P.I.L.L method? It all depends on what we're doing for you, Keisha. Do you know I have people who have $80,000 in student loans? That's all they have. I also have people who have $2 million in commercial properties. So Keisha, you're not going to pay the same thing. If you have $80,000 in student loans, you're not going to pay the same thing as somebody who has $2 million in commercial properties. What you want to know is, what are we going to do for you? What your benefits are going to be, and the price of our program will be in line with the benefits you receive. How does that sound? It's always going to be fair for everybody across the board. And we're going to use the interest you're no longer paying the bank to pay for your program in the first place. So we're going to ice all of your debt. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I'm so excited. I need you to watch some other stuff here. All right? I need you to watch some other stuff, folks. Watch this. Watch this. I need you to see something. Line 25 here, line 25. If I pay this for 2 years, if I pay this loan for 2 years, just like the student loan company wants me to, I will pay this loan down by $66.39. And I will pay them interest of $1,183.61. Oh my goodness. Is this unfair or what? And it's only because, listen, it's only because we don't know the rules to the game. Listen, I don't care what they charge or how they charge. I know how to borrow money at a discount. I know what happens when I prepay. So where do I get my extra money to prepay on these loans? Let me tell you where we get the extra money. Okay, so somebody else has a comment up here. So Irania Birdsong says, if I have paid into this consolidation program, could the P.I.L.L method company still benefit my? Yes. All right. So listen, you listen. It takes Credit Goddess to talk about consolidation programs. Okay. So if she's available, I know she's probably got something else going on. Okay. Listen, I got somebody who's talked about a consolidation program. What has been your experience with these kinds of programs, Credit Goddess?
Ooh, you got to be careful with consolidation program. You have to ask them, how do they go about consolidating the loans? If the consolidation program asks you to close out your other accounts so that way you can combine them all together and make that one monthly payment, it will drop your score. And you're pretty much having to rebuild all over again. It's almost like bankruptcy, but without the bankruptcy. Okay. You never, ever, ever, ever want to close out your loans. So if that is the process for them to give you the loan to combine all of your debts into one to make one monthly payment, that is not the best move. Usually sometime they'll ask you to consolidate, And then if they say something like, I will help you save 40% of your debt, that's debt settlement. And in order for you to even save on what you're actually owing, you have to go behind on your debts, go into collection status where debt collection companies will buy your account pennies on a dollar. So that way there's room to negotiate for you to pay less than what you owe. So you have to be careful how or which program that you go to, and ask them, how are you going to go through this process of, one, saving me money, and then the process of me having to pay one payment. So, and I say this because I used to work for a debt consolidation company, credit card consolidation companies, and things like that. And when I understand how the process is, and it was between two different companies, I was like, oh, they're not the same. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then I got into credit, and I learned, and I put two and two together, and I'm like, okay, especially when I understood why scores drop, you know? So be careful with consolidation. I would prefer that you apply the pill method, so that way he can show you where to add those extra funds. Because even if we're paying off on credit cards, and let's say you have a big debt like student loans and a mortgage, that extra money, you can just put that towards saving on interest costs altogether. If you have a mortgage, I would suggest that. But that's Don's area. But if you just understand like how to cancel debt altogether, or how to cancel interest altogether, you would know where to put your funds in. But if it's only credit card debt, I like the avalanche method, because you have avalanche and you have the snowball. The snowball. The avalanche is when you take care of the largest credit card debt because it has the highest interest rate. I would take care of that first, because you do want to knock down the interest cost that you're paying altogether. So knocking down the principal balance faster is what will help you save on interest costs over time. Just doing the avalanche method. So I hope that helped. But definitely do some research on those two, snowball and avalanche, and then apply the method. But definitely don't skip out on the pill method. Thank you.
You are, listen, thank you very much, folks. Credit Goddess. Now, once you do, Credit Goddess, you're kind of sneaky there. You're kind of
What?
sneaky.
What?
Because once they do that research on the avalanche and the debt snowball, and they compare it with the pill method,
Yes.
they'll never use that snowball or avalanche method.
I know, right? I know.
So, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there. So when you compare all three, interest cancellation is much more powerful than both of those combined. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. And Coffee Brown just came into the room. Coffee, how are you doing this morning?
Son, I'm out here in the rain, and it's raining everything but men. How are you, Don?
Is that rain in the background?
Houston is pouring down. It's freezing cold and it's pouring down.
Listen, when they say that Texas is schizophrenic, I believe. Wasn't it snowing the other day?
Well, it snows in the more northern area. I mean, Houston is more south, so it always snows in Dallas. That's a norm for Dallas. That's a normal. It's been snowing there for years. People just didn't know it.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, we do have some. We're an interesting state. We got everything. We got every issue, and then we got all the money. So I guess issues coincide with money, but it is what it is. Praise God. Amen. Don, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Keisha Simmons says it's still snowing in Dallas.
Exactly. It's always snow in Dallas. I used to come to Dallas just for the snow. I was like, y'all can't be snowing, because I'm from Detroit. So I'm like, it can't be no snow in the dirty South.
That part. Yeah.
Yeah, I said, I know it ain't no snow in the dirty South, so I would literally come down just to see it. So I was like, well, I'll be ham and cheese. It does snow in the South.
So Coffee, we're talking about student loans today, and one of the things I said earlier is once you learn all of this, you want to refrain from saying bad words. So I'm thinking that's why most people haven't come to the stage, because
That may be so, because my brother, is I'm not gonna tell y'all how he does it, because I don't know if it's legal or illegal. However, my brother has never paid his student loan debt, and all of it is gone. Now, like I said, I don't know if it's legal or illegal, and I definitely won't share his name because I got 5 biological brothers. And I said, how you do that? He's talking about, don't worry about how I do it. You want me to do yours? I said, no, because I don't know what you're doing. I got to know what you're doing, because I can't answer for something if I don't know how it got done, sir. But Don, he's never paid. He's never paid one dime in student loan debt, and he has a ton of it because he has 2 masters. I don't know how he does it.
well, listen, there are several ways that people can do this. Now, let me tell you, not everybody who comes to the P.I.L.L method for us to take care of their student loans, we will deny taking on your business. We will deny, we don't want your money. We will deny helping you pay off your student loans.
Wait a minute. Say the whole sentence again,
Don. Okay.
Say that again, Don.
There are some clients that come to us with their student loans, and we will deny helping you. We will not take your money. We will not help you pay off your student loans. There are some clients we will not help. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because they have a job, they have a vocation that if they make 120 payments on time, their loans will be forgiven.
True.
Okay. So when you take a look at, you have, listen, because we do simple math here. We do simple math. I'm going to put something on the screen here. All right. So y'all can see, I'm putting the thing back on the screen. So let's say they've got a student loan, right? And their student loan is $100,000, but their payment is $100 a month. Okay. $100 a month. And if they will pay that $100 a month for 120 payments, okay, 120 payments. So we're going to multiply that. That's 10 years worth of payments. Multiply by 120 payments equals $12,000. Meaning if they pay $12,000, if they pay on time for 10 years, and if they have that kind of job, their loans will be forgiven. With us, we help you to pay back the entire amount in 5 to 7 years. Are you hearing me? You have to pay back the entire amount in 5 to 7 years, plus any of the interest. So we help you to pay it off cheaper and faster, but you have to pay the entire amount. So which would you rather, if you have that type of job, pay it off cheaper and faster with us, or use that incentive plan that you can have a certain type of job and have your loans forgiven after 10 years? Which one makes more sense, folks?
The second one.
The second one makes more sense. So we will not take your money, not for the student loans. I'll take it for the mortgage, but not for the student loans. So Coffee, does that make sense?
Yeah, because I was gonna start crying in the moment. I was real cute today. You almost had me in tears.
All right. Well, listen, you're in the matrix, so we don't want you in tears. But folks, this is why we do the math that we do. Every single person. That's why you can't go to our website and immediately sign up for our program. We need to vet your situation first. This is why in 17 years, we don't have one negative comment about the P.I.L.L method. Not one negative comment about the P.I.L.L method from anyone who's ever used our program, because we only allow people into the program that we can actually help. If we can't help you, If we can't improve your financial situation, then we will not take you on as a client because we guarantee your results. When we give you your results, we guarantee that if you follow our program, you will get those results. No one is ever disappointed in our program. If we can't help you, then we will just let you know this program is not for you. Something else may be for you, but we can give you some good advice. But our program is not for you. But when it is, oh my goodness, to pay off all of your debt, student loans, credit cards, mortgages, everything, car loans, in 7 to 9 years, nothing beats us on the planet. Nobody comes even close. Not Susie Orman, not Dave Ramsey, not anybody comes even anywhere close to what we can do with our AI system, guiding you, telling you, giving you instruction on what to do. That is why we do what we do here, folks. So if you're in a better spot, Coffee, would you go ahead and introduce yourself, please? Ooh, maybe she's not in a better spot because we can't hear her. So, Credit Goddess, did you ever introduce I think you did introduce yourself, didn't you?
I did, yes.
All right, folks. So listen, let's go back to the screen. I want to show you something even more powerful with these student loans, and it is crazy what is going on. Okay, so now we have $66.39. What if I prepaid that? What if we prepaid that? What? The $66.39. Let's take a look at that. $66.39. I'm going to do the math. Let's do the math. If we prepaid that, if I take the $9,500 and prepay the $66.39, I'm brought down to $9,433.61. Look at that. I'm subtracting the principal payments, the $66.39. I'm subtracting that, and I get $9,433.61. That's the same number that's right here on the screen, which means if I gave that to the bank on line one, with the very first payment, I knock off over 2 years off this loan with just $66, and I save this interest I never have to pay. Folks, how powerful is that information? How powerful is what you just learned about your student loans? How powerful is that to know that such a small amount can knock off 2 years off your payment just because now you know the rules to the game? Wow. 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 So if you want to do better, about your loans, ice your loans. Here's somebody else who iced their loan. They iced their mortgage. And I want you to hear from this particular person who iced their mortgage. He's called the hip hop preacher. Yes, he's called E.T., the hip hop preacher, Dr. Eric Thomas, who iced his loans. Listen to what Dr. Eric Thomas has to say.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down from my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
So ET iced his mortgage. Interest cancellation eliminates mortgages. Interest cancellation eliminates mortgages. So he iced his mortgage. Folks, if you want to ice your student loans, you want to ice your mortgage, all right, go to ice10k.com or to the P.I.L.L method, okay, to PILLmethod.com and click on that button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Do it today. Do that today. And then follow all of the directions. And once you follow all of the directions, you'll be led into our financial form. Fill out that form with all of your debt, including student loans if you have them. Put it all in. We will let you know the month, day, and year you will be debt free and how much interest you will save. And we'll show you how you can use the interest savings to pay for your program. The interest you're no longer paying the bank to pay for your program. And it is a lifetime program, and we guarantee your results. No risk to you ever. We either perform or you do not pay. That's what we're talking about. So folks, if you want to do that, listen, we have a book as well. The only book that even begins to describe what we were talking about today on student loans, on mortgages, how you can learn the rules. This book is an introduction to interest cancellation techniques. It is not our entire program, but it is an introduction to the program. If you want something that kids can understand, if you want to be able to explain it to your children or either other members of your family, get the book today. Get the book today. All right. You can go to Amazon and look for the P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt. Get that book. Out of 33 million titles on Amazon, only one book, one. If you even do, listen, you can search high and low. Test me on this. Search high and low. You will not find another book that helps you to understand amortization and how to beat it. Not one. This is the only one. Okay? Why? Because I have what some people refer to as Asperger's, or I'm on the autism spectrum. So some people call it autism spectrum disorder or ASD. When I look at an amortization schedule, I see things in pictures and patterns. I don't see the numbers. I just see the patterns, and I'm just pointing out the patterns to you. And when we point out these patterns, and we can see how much interest we save with small amounts of money, it is amazing. This is why you're not taught this in grade school or high school or college, because of the patterns that I see. And we've taken computer programming and our AI system so that we can even save even more interest by moving the right amount of money in the right month on the right day of the month according to your income. So we don't need more money, folks. What we need is to optimize the amount of money that you already have. Meaning, how can I get more bang for my buck? We do the math, and then our program says, do this on this day, in this month, to this loan. Here's how much interest you save. Boom, just like that. I mean, it's like just follow the instructions and it's going to be okay with you. It's going to be okay with you. So folks, listen, I'm looking on, I can't believe I'm not getting any questions from the audience. No raised hands, no nothing. But thank you for putting stuff in the chat. I realize some of you are at work. I get that. And you're going to watch it later. But if you've learned anything, if you'd like to come to the stage and share with us what you've learned, please raise your hand and come to the stage if you're here on Clubhouse and you want to share any thoughts about what you've learned so far. So folks, listen, we're closing in on an hour and a half here, an hour and a half on this. So let me go to another slide. And because of what you've learned so far, Here's what I need you to understand. When does it make sense for you to stop building the bank's fortune and start building your own family's financial legacy? You cannot build your family's financial legacy by paying all this extra interest to the student loan company, to the mortgage company, to your whoever holds the loan on your automobile. It just, when you take a look at all the interest that you've paid, that you could have taken that money and invested it in, and so that you can start receiving compound interest on that money, wouldn't you be better off taking that money that you paid in interest and invest it in your family? Listen, you can start today to be the foundation of your own family bank. And two generations from now, you being the first generation, and then there's a second generation and a third generation who can take what you've built and turn it into something phenomenal. Because not only did you take that money that you didn't pay in interest and invested it and turned it into $1 million or more, you left that to your family. Not only did you leave the money to the family, but you left them the education that goes with it. With the P.I.L.L method, you get education and you get technology that you can pass on to your family. And not only that, but it's backed up by all of our content that's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn that's going to be up forever. We're going to help you to build a financial legacy for your family. Credit Goddess, you're doing something similar. What are you doing, Credit Goddess, to help people build a financial legacy for themselves? Do you have a program that you're running right now? She's probably running it right now. So, Credit Goddess, I need you to come back in and talk about your program that you're doing to help people anytime you're available. Coffee Brown, are you in the office or are you still driving? Coffee's probably in the office too. Listen, folks, I don't have anybody to talk to. Listen, I need you to come up to the stage and ask a question, because we're done with what I wanted to present to you. I need you to do this. Okay. Oh, I've got one more thing to share. I'm getting ready to take this link down. I need you to, if you haven't clicked on this link and copied it, listen to Throughline and get the history on student loans. Get the history on student loans by listening to this podcast. Get that information from Throughline on from NPR. All right. I'm getting ready to change the link to my 10K card. I'm ready to get my digital business card. So let me put that up. Okay. Here it is. ICE 10K.com. There we go. There it is. So that is, all right, that's the link. Some of you have been impressed about what you've heard today. And some of you may be impressed to help. I need other people to see Don's videos. You want other people to know how to ICE their student loans, how to ICE their mortgages or car loans or credit card debt, how to ICE all of their debt. Yeah, we're starting to use ICE like a verb. ICE is now a verb. So if you want to teach other people how to ICE their debt, then do this, folks. Go to this card and look for the top 2 buttons where you can become a P.I.L.L Method affiliate for free. A P.I.L.L Method affiliate for free. And you can share our information with others. And just send them to watch the videos on YouTube. Just send them there. When you send them there to watch the videos on YouTube, you don't have to explain anything. Send them there and then follow up with them in a day or two, but no more than 48 hours. Don't wait more than 48 hours. Follow up with them. If they want to know more information, then you fill out the second piece of information where you can refer them to the P.I.L.L method. And when they become a client, we will pay you $300. But there is a caveat. To qualify for the $300 payout, they must have at least $100,000 in debt and have a mortgage. They have to have at least $100,000 in debt and have a mortgage, and then they qualify for the payout. All right? So if you want to become a P.I.L.L Method affiliate so that you can help us to share this message all over the world, then become an affiliate for free by clicking on that button, filling out the information. It takes less than 15 seconds to fill that out to become a P.I.L.L Method affiliate, less than 15 seconds. And it may take about 30 seconds to refer somebody to us. It is that easy. Taking 30 seconds to refer somebody and they become a client, and then we pay you $300 based on how much money or which way you've chosen to get paid. All right. So folks, listen, I'm going to take one more look to see if anybody has any questions or any comments. We've got a lot to do in the office today. So we may let you go a little bit early. It's usually a 2-hour room. But if I have no more questions, I'm going to check the chat right quick on both sides. And I'm not seeing any questions anywhere. I'm looking online. I'm not seeing any questions anywhere. Well, shoot, I think we're going to get out of here a little bit early today. I want to thank you for jumping in. So if Credit Goddess or Coffee have some parting words for us, go ahead and flash your mic if you'd like to go ahead and say goodbye before we end our room today. So, folks, the last 3 things: become an affiliate today for free and help us out. We'll appreciate that very much, and you'll get paid. 2, get the book. Make sure that you get the book and start sharing this information with your family today. And last but not least, if you have this kind of debt and you want to ice your student loans, you want to ice your mortgage, credit cards, if you want to do that, then get your savings and earnings report today. And listen, our team is going to be so glad to help you get to where you want to go financially. This is what we do. Not just give you technology, but the education on how all of this works. The education is more than what we can share in a 2-hour show. You are going to love our program once we get you signed up for it. I want to thank you. Thank Nina. Nina, thank you. Nina says thank you. I'm saying thank you to Nina. All right, folks, we're going to say goodbye to everybody. We're going to have you listen to Dr. Eric Thomas one more time. So, because, he's a motivator. He is the #1 motivational speaker in the world. And I need him to motivate you to get your savings and earnings report done. So we'll be right back here on Friday, everyone. So let's listen to Dr. Eric Thomas, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.